So we're reading Iron Flame. It's been a hot minute since I read Fourth Wing. I mean, really not that long. I remember the plot of what was happening, so it's like fine. But we're jumping into Iron Flame because I am trying to get this read before Oynx Storm releases. Because I'm planning on picking up Oynx Storm pretty much as soon as I get my copy, which I pre-ordered it from Amazon. So I don't know how pre-ordering works with Amazon because I have not pre-ordered a book in a long while. Like the last time I pre-ordered a book was probably 7 years ago, admittedly. Because I usually just wait till they come out at that point, you know? Because I had so many books, but I'm like invested in this series now. So I pre-ordered it. I don't know when Amazon is going to exactly deliver it because like I said, 7 years ago when I would pre-order stuff, when I pre-ordered from Books A Million, I would actually get the book like a day or two before release date because they would like ship it out ahead of time so it would be there on release day. Except for I always got it like a day or so beforehand and it irritated my friend in high school. It was fine. But we're jumping into Iron Flame. Let me just read the synopsis for this one for you guys. The first year is when some of us lose our lives. The second year is when the rest of us lose our humanity. Everyone expected Violet Sorangale to die during her first year at Basgath War College, Violet included. But threshing was the first impossible test meant to weed out the weak-willed, the unworthy, and the unlucky. Now the real training begins, and Violet's already wondering how she'll get through. It's not just that it's grueling and maliciously brutal, or even that it's designed to stretch the writer's capacity for pain beyond endurance. It's the new vice commandant who's made it his personal mission to teach Violet exactly how powerless she is unless she betrays the man she loves. Although Violet's body might be weaker and frailer than everybody else's, she still has her wits and a will of iron. And leadership is forgetting the most important line Bagrat has taught her. Dragon riders make their own rules. But a determination to survive won't be enough this year because Violet knows the real secret hidden for centuries in Bagrat War College, and nothing, not even Dragonfire, may be enough to save them in the end. So I have already started this book. I'm a decent chunk through. I'm at like around page 200-ish at this point. It is a little bit slower than Fourth Wing. Like the action isn't happening as fast, but I'm still enjoying it. It's just the pace is a little bit slower. And so far through like these first 200 pages, I feel like the majority of it is just Xaden and Violet pining after each other. I've just gotten to, this is gonna be a spoiler vlog in case y'all didn't know. I just got to the part where Mira has been stationed where Xaden is. So it's just that very first one. I am enjoying it. The scene before this where Tarn decides I'm gonna bite the shit out of your dragon, buddy, because you'll be demanding. Oh my god, that really got me. Like I honestly, like that was so far the best part of this. And it just surprises me how much he's over there telling Violet like, oh, you need to produce your dragon. You need to produce your dragon, when he knows you don't control the dragons. Like, what if somebody was over there telling him to produce his dragon and his dragon was like, bro, no. Like, what would he do? Like, he knows better. And I'm kind of hoping that this man dies in this book. I'm hoping that he has a very painful death in this. I'm not even gonna lie. He's pissing me off so much that I hope he does. I hope something major happens in this book to him and he can never recover for it. It's kind of the vibe right now for it. I also wanted to make a point. Okay, that's not a chapter. So, you know, there's like the little sayings. Yeah, okay. It's like on chapter 11. I just flipped to that one. It has like the little sayings up here and I like reading those. And I keep, you know, there's ones that keep coming up that say recovered correspondence of Lieutenant Xaden Ryerson to Cadet Violet Sorangale is making me think theories here, okay? Because my first time reading the book. Theories is that something must happen that they are recovering correspondence. Or is it just that like they don't trust Violet enough that they're opening all of her mail? I can't decide which one it is. They just either don't trust Violet enough that they're opening all of her mail from them. But the thing is, we're only pretty much seeing Xaden to Violet correspondence, not the other way around, I've noticed. So it makes me think that something happened and that they are going through Violet's stuff. So my brain is everywhere right now with it. Honestly, it's like 10:30. I'm gonna have to go to bed soon for work. But like, I'm honestly getting to a part where I like don't want to put this book down. And like the first 200 pages of this are really slow, but like I'm so invested at this point. I'm gonna be so mad in 20 minutes when I actually have to go to bed. I have a late night update. I'm sitting here in bed with my cozy blanket that I got at 60% off the other day. It's super cozy. We might also have Shelby joining us. She's hitting my hand right now that's holding the camera. Ma'am. Anyways, we're here to talk about Iron Flame. I'm gonna chunk through the book now. I just made it to part 2. And I would love to keep reading, but I do gotta work in the morning, so I should probably not do that, you know? I'm feeling like this book, yes, is very much slower paced than Fourth Wing. I'm still really enjoying it. Even though it's slower paced, it's getting more of that, like that second book syndrome where, you know, where book 2 just isn't as good as book 1, and then it picks back up with like 3 and stuff. This one's definitely moving slower, but it definitely had parts where it was like, I don't know, I would say around like 225 it started to pick up the pace a little bit more. I mean, this book has been out for a year at this point. Basically, when Xaden and Violet hook up again, that is like basically where it really started to pick up to me again, and I'm enjoying it way more now. And I just got to the I got to the part 2 here. So I just got to the part where they're calling all the dragons to be like, hey, you gonna join us or not? And so I'm really enjoying it. And I'm quite curious to continue. We got Dane back in here, and I was okay with Dane in Fourth Wing in the beginning. And then I hated him. And then I still hated him in this book. And well, I do not like him. I guess he has some redeeming qualities, like, you know, not taking her memory by force that one time, and like, I guess he's kind of coming over to the correct side now. I mean, I guess. But also very curious about Adriana, because why is she still sleeping? What is up with this? I need more explanation on why she is still asleep. What is happening with her? Also, I think I've mentioned it before, I like these little snippets at the top of the chapters, you know, the one that's like right here. I'm liking these. The ones that say like recovered correspondence from Xaden to Violet, though, I still, it has not been answered, but I feel like something, you know, had to have happened and they recovered it. And I feel like it's not necessarily like before he deserted, before, you know, he came to rescue Violet when she was being tortured there. I don't feel like it'd be like correspondence from before that, because I mean, in like the actual like story, and then talk about them like writing letters back and forth constantly. But I mean, maybe they didn't and just didn't feel the need to mention it. That's the only mention, is those little snippets. I don't know. I just feel like I'm kind of curious of when they were writing these letters back and forth to each other, or more so, when is Xaden writing all these letters? Because it always says from Xaden to Violet. When was he writing all this? And why are we not hearing about her reading them? So like, when did this happen? So, you know, once they hooked up, everything started falling into place, and I still feel like there has to be something that they're doing. Like, I want to know when they were writing these correspondence in between each other, like Xaden and Violet, because you keep seeing like recovered correspondence from Xaden to Violet, and I want to know when they were writing this, because like this doesn't get brought up like, oh hey, I received a letter from Xaden, like when were you guys writing this, and why don't we get to read the whole letter? What happened? Like, I don't know. I mean, I can kind of see now where like they probably took all of Violet's correspondence like once they all fled, but why didn't we get to hear about the whole letters, girlfriend? I'm kind of upset about that. But it really starting to pick up. So much has happened, and I'm actually just like super excited to keep reading this, because like my goal is actually to finish this tonight. Do you guys think I can finish this chunk tonight? Because that's kind of my goal, because I really want to finish this. And then once I get my copy of Oynx Storm, I'm going to read that immediately. Except for I know I won't be able to read it immediately. It'll probably be my first book of February, because my book isn't getting delivered till the 27th. it says anyways. So I was like, fine. I mean, that's fine because I have other stuff I'm doing that last week of January for a different challenge, and it's fine. It's fine, guys. It's just, I really wanted to read it right away, but it'll be my first book of February. I want to make it fit into the Get a Clue readathon somehow. Some way, somehow, I'm making that motherfucker fit in, okay? I finished this one, honestly. Slow setup to get started into it, but like this last half, I didn't want to like put it down. And I needed some time to process. I'm not as surprised as everyone else seems to be by the ending of this book. I expect stuff like this to happen. I don't know. It's a fantasy series. Yeah, I expect shit to go down, okay? However, I am not as devastated as everyone else is. Yes, it's devastating, but I think there's going to be a redemption arc that's going to go carry this through. I honestly do. I think there's going to be some kind of redemption. You know, there has to be. There's going to be more conflict involving this. And I think they're going to have a redemption arc for this. And we're going to see. We're going to see. And I think I would have been a lot more devastated if I would have read this book last year in January. Because then I would have had to wait a whole 12 months. Really, I only have to wait like a week, maybe 2. Because I probably won't get to the Oynx Storm until, admittedly, February. But, like, I think there's going to be a redemption arc for this. So that's where I'm going. That's where we're going with this. So I'm not that devastated. But again, I'm going to give this 5 stars because I had a very enjoyable time with this. This is a very enjoyable series.